from Morsenal Studio B in Chandler,
Gilbert.
Arizona, this is MayaCast.
Welcome to another edition of MayaCast. I'm your host, Tom Shadle.
I'm your host, Kip Parcell.
And this is episode 190 for Friday, July 20th, 2018. Baby! It's cold outside.
That's so fitting.
And coming up on today's show, we are going to talk about the Gen Con releases and Operation Coldfront, and I'm sure there's going to be baby talk as well.
Like, not just from me, like, maybe in the background. 'Cause- right?
And so, Kip is a father.
I am officially a dad. Like, right now. It is absolutely insane. This has been the craziest week of... One of the craziest weeks of my life. It's transition. We just got home from the hospital today. Like, what time is it? 9 hours ago. We got home from the hospital with our new baby girl. Her name is Kahlani Parcell, but her middle name, she has two middle names. One after her grandmother.
She has many, many names.
Yeah, it's Kahlani Melissa Ray Parcell. The Melissa is from Kenzie's mother. She wanted to honor her. I loved Kenzie's middle name, Ray, and I love Kahlani Ray, so we compromised by making her have a Hispanic style name with like 4. So
it's Kahlani Melissa Ray Parcell de Villalobos.
Yes, pretty much. Because that's how we roll. That's why all my cousins on my Hispanic side were laughing. They're like, "Hey, why did you do that?" Sticking to the tradition.
So he didn't tell me the whole time. It was a secret. He didn't tell me. So
Nope.
as soon as she was born and he told me, I immediately looked up the meaning of the. Actually, the first thing I did was to see if it was from Moana,
Because I love that movie so much.
and then and she was born during Moana.
Yeah, so in the birthing room, it's awesome. They have like these super comfortable rooms. They're really big, very accommodating. And then as soon as you have your baby, like 2 hours later, you go up into what's called postnatal rooms, which are also very comforting. But they have these TVs, and they have like that was my baby, pre-programmed Netflix, so you can like watch TV shows, like local channels or whatever is pre-recorded. But we stuck to movies. And, you know, they have like the action, drama, whatever. So we watched almost every single movie that they had pre-programmed on there because we were there for 5 days. And she was like 27 hours of labor. But we hadn't watched Moana because I watch it all the time because I love Disney movies. I'm kind of a nerd that way. And Kenzie's been in labor forever, and she finally got her epidural. And I was like, I bet you if we play Moana, it'll be time to push. So she goes, okay, whatever. I put it on. 15 minutes in Moana, the doctor comes in. She's like, oh, by the heart signs, it's time to push. I was like, boom, got it. So, but she had to push for like an hour and a half. So it was like my little baby, Kahlani, came out right at the very end credits where they do this soft version of You're Welcome. And then I thought that was hilarious as well, as she came out to You're Welcome. Crazy time. All of a sudden.
So the first thing I checked to see if it was from Moana, and then I looked it up, and so Ka is the, and Lani is heavens in like Samoan, Hawaiian, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's the heavens, but it also means Kahlani means Her Majesty.
Yeah, like chief.
So she's like little princess or princess of the heavens or heavenly
Yes,
princess.
or heavenly princess, yes. So I love it. Kenzie came up with the name. And she definitely looks like she could be Hawaiian. She has
right
my
now.
skin tone. Well, right now, yeah. She has my skin tone, and she came out with a lot of black hair, which is awesome. And it was curly, too. Little wavy curly hair. I'm so excited. That's what Kenzie wanted. She goes, please tell me she has black curly hair. Please tell me she has black curly hair.
Yeah, she's beautiful. I held her.
Yes, you did. There will be a picture on MayaCast because I wanted to document that.
Might be the 4th baby I've held in my life. So,
Adorable.
Held her and didn't break it. So
No, she actually smiled a bunch. Like every time Tom would talk.
Yeah, as soon as I walked in,
she gave
and I
big
was
old
like,
smile.
"There's that baby," and there was this big smile on her face.
That's so good.
But yeah, the whole time I've been here, and it's been about 2 hours now, she's just been asleep.
Thank goodness.
So be prepared because we might have guest hosts on this episode, and we might have Kahlani, we might have Kenzie. Who knows who's going to guest host in Arsenal Studio K in Gilbert, Arizona?
Right.
Right. So before we get into the meat of the episode, which is going to be about all the Beasts of War videos that we saw this week and all of the new releases and pictures and profiles and all the stuff that we are maximum hyped for Gen Con, I did want to remind everybody that MayaCast Masterclass Q3 is happening right now. It is heroes and villains, so named characters. And maybe it's a named character like Sunze or Joan of Arc, or maybe it's Spec Ops that you have converted and painted, and it's got its own name that you gave it, or maybe it's your role-playing game character, maybe it's one of the Outrage characters, maybe it's somebody from Aristea, because those all have names. That is our contest that's going on now. That is the theme. It is a single miniature, one entry per person.
Yeah.
And we would like a before picture so that we know it's a new model for this contest. We don't want them shared online before we share the gallery. We want everything to be new so that everybody's excited to see new stuff. And we're back to last quarter. It was conversions, did not have to be painted. This quarter we are back to painting, so it's going to be on painting technique and awesomeness. And so make sure you push yourself to that next level. The overall winner will receive an engraved glass with their name, the MayaCast Master Glass. And then, depending on the number of entries, we will give out blisters and boxes and prizes and Florian prints and who knows what else.
Right.
So last time we gave out a jeweler's saw because it was a conversion contest.
Congratulations, Will.
So all that stuff. And MayaCast Masterclass Q3 Heroes and Villains, one before picture, and that's dated, timestamp.
Yes, please.
So we know it's new for the contest. Please don't show it online before the contest is revealed. And up to 4 final pictures of the final painted model. And we ask that you please rename all of your pictures with your name.
Like Kahlani 1, or Kahlani 2, or Kahlani 3, or Kahlani oh my.
So name and number for your 4 pictures and include them all in one single email. We don't want the before pictures now and the finished ones later. We want all one single email and bundle that all up and send it to us as attachments. Prefer attachments over Google Drive. It just makes the final process way easier on me. Takes a lot less time. And so send it all as attachments to tom@mayacast.com and
Kip@mayacast.com.
And so prizes and winners and painting and awesome things. Heroes and villains is the theme for Q3. Can't wait to see all the incredible entries.
And remember the one model things I actually have had people ask about the duos, like, oh, what if I wanted to do Scarface and Cordelia?
Pick
My response
one.
was Scarface or Cordelia.
That's right.
Or what about Mirage Team? It's Duroc or Margot.
And hey, if you put in Scarface and Cordelia, we will definitely put your pictures in the gallery, but you just won't be eligible for prizes unless you follow the rules.
Follow the rules.
So that's going on right now. But we are super hype for all of the brand new stuff that's been shown off this week that is coming out at Gen Con, and it is Operation Coldfront Week, and I can't wait to drool all over it, kind of like a newborn baby drools all over their non-related uncle.
It was not an accident. It's a human imposter in the... No, say again. Say again. Is Boston incursion imminent? Please confirm.
Incoming data from Bostria.
Infinity Intel.
So before we get into the meat of the pictures and the profiles and all of the exciting stuff, I want to go over what's available because there seems to be some mass confusion. Maybe that's the way they're presenting it. I don't know. So there's stuff available for Gen Con that is also available on the Corvus Belli website as pre-orders that will ship out after Gen Con.
Yeah.
Right? And so here's the deal. There is Operation Coldfront, brand new 2-player battle pack, just like Operation Ice Storm, except Coldfront. Just like Operation Red Veil. Right? But
cooler.
Yeah, and this one features the vanilla factions of Aleph and Ariadna. So we get vanilla starter boxes for Aleph and Ariadna. It is a beginner 2-player starter pack with basic rules. They're not going to make it sectorials and throw in special fire team rules or anything like that, right? It's a vanilla starter pack. Ariadna versus Aleph.
That's where I got confused because I was like, wait, I thought this was the Tartary Army Corps, but the rules in the actual starter pack are going to be regular
Totally
rules.
Vanilla.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Just like in Operation Red Veil, that could totally be an ISS starter, and it could totally be a Rama Task Force starter, but you'll note that we still don't have Rama Task Force.
No.
Even a year, what is it, a year later? It was Red Veil last year?
Yeah, last year.
2 years ago? Whatever it was. In the sands of time and however long.
Time.
Yeah. And it comes with the cardboard terrain, back to the Ice Storm style. But oh my gosh, the textures on the new terrain are so freaking cool. Armor plate in the shape of the Aleph logo. That's kind of like subtle, or maybe it's not so subtle. And all the I love the textures on this new terrain.
Oh, I do. Like one thing when Tom came over tonight, because it's been rough with the way signals and Wi-Fi were where we were at, to try to like just grasp at glimpses of all the stuff that came out this week. So I'm going to be a lot surprised. But when Tom came over, I was like,
You mean you haven't watched all the Beasts of War videos?
I have not, unfortunately.
Wait, let me rephrase that. Wait, you haven't endured all the Beasts of War videos?
No, I have not. It sucks too. It was really, really hard. They had like a blockage at the hospital. Like to scramble your
hence an hour and a half in labor.
Right? One of those like scramblers. We had no reception. Like if I wanted to talk to anybody, I had to run outside. But besides the point, looking at this, trying to catch up today as much as possible while actually handling responsibilities, I was like, Tom, I want 2 of these. It's like when US Ariadna came out, which was kind of a sectorial. It was a sectorial when it came out, but I wanted 2 because all the models were amazing. I loved the skins on the cardboard terrain because I am actually a fan of them because they go up pretty quick, especially in like friendly games.
Beer.
Yep. And I definitely want 2 of these because the Ariadna stuff's amazing. The Aleph stuff is freaking amazing, and I'm a fan of this cardboard terrain. I love it. I absolutely love it, especially if you do it Tom style. And notice that if you take a standard 2x4 and just cut it at certain lengths, it makes this cardboard terrain extremely durable.
Cut the 2x4 to fit inside the miniature box that fits inside the terrain.
We have cardboard terrain that's the original Aleph stuff that they Hephaestus that has lasted in a local game store for over a year.
Lasted actually far better than any of the MDF terrain, which is a whole story about Monday night that I'm not getting into.
Right, with this wood in there. So this stuff can be durable, and I'm a fan of it because it's really easy to set up. But that aside, this is one of the boxes that I particularly want 2 of. So like out the gate, want 2 of.
Operation Coldfront, Aleph versus Ariadna. You get 7 models for each, right? The 6 that make up the starter, the generic starter pack, and the 7th special. Yeah, Ditto beer.
Yeah.
And then the 7th special model for Operation Coldfront. And then there is the pre-order model, right? Now, this is just like Ice Storm, just like Red Veil. You're used to this. You know what's coming. As long as it has the sticker on the box, because you pre-ordered it, it'll have a sticker on the box for the extra miniature. In Red Veil, it was the Khal Drogo Yon Yon. And in Ice Storm, it was the CSU. And, if you've tried to get a CSU, that they can be quite expensive on eBay because they only came in the pack if you pre-ordered it or got it at Gen Con. Well, the model for this one is the long-awaited War Driver Hacker.
You mean the Brawler Assault Hacker?
Sure, use it for that. Absolutely. What a perfect proxy.
When I saw that, I was like, that is totally a Brawler. So, wait a minute. Okay, it's both.
And we're going to talk about the model.
Come on.
We're going to talk about the model after we get through the packs. So
okay, yeah.
Try to edge here, Kip.
I am.
And so you get War Driver Hacker with the 15 models for $100. You're never going to get a better deal than that in Infinity. And so
I want 2 of them just for 2 of those
that's that
models.
box. It's $100, just like Ice Storm, just like Red Veil. It's $100. Mm-hmm. Then there is what they're calling the Advance Pack, and this seems to have been a source of mass confusion because they put the Gen Con exclusive on it, and so people think that means there we go. Got my S's in the right place.
Right.
That you can only get this at Gen Con, and that's true. The Advance Pack you can only get at Gen Con or ordering through CB's store. But what it is, it's a pack of 2 releases that will come out later in the year.
But you can get them sooner.
So you can get them sooner if you get them together. Right, you can get them in it. Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Very well done. You can get them in advance. You have to get them together, but they will come out in a few months. If you don't want to get the advance pack, you can just wait, and sometime during the autumn or the early winter, it's coming. They will be released as regular releases, and that is the brand new Asura sculpt. Easy. We're gonna talk about sculpts later.
I'm stopping.
The Asura Hacker with multi-rifle, and then the brand new unit Strelok K9 unit for Ariadna, where it's a badass S2 model with a badass antipode. The antipode has a trench hammer, and so that's an advanced pack. That's 2 releases that'll come out.
The sun's going down.
That will come out later in the year, but they are available early for Gen Con that you can get at Gen Con or on the online Corvus Belli store if you're not going to Gen Con. Or if you like to support your local game stores, you can just wait for the normal release to come out. But it is an opportunity to get some models early at Gen Con. And some awesome models at that. That's $35 for the pack.
Okay. Standard for like a box of that size.
Then there is the Gen Con exclusive model. This is the one thing that you can only get at Gen Con, or again, through Corvus Belli's site during this pre-order time. And that is Dart.
Yes. Katniss Everdeen.
And Dart
Hijacked.
is try to hold it from when we talk about the stuff. We're talking about the deals right now. Dart is a model that can be used in Infinity as well as Aristea. It doubles as a metal Infinity model and will have a 25mm base.
Okay.
As well as an alternate skin for Aristea with the 30mm base.
What?
That Aristea models come with.
So it's 2 models?
It's one model, has 2 bases.
Okay.
But comes with all of the appropriate Aristea cards in all 4 languages. English and Spanish and German and French. And so it's your typical Gen Con release where eventually down the road, there will probably be a release of this model in a different pose.
Yeah.
For a regular release. But for Gen Con, this is like the Grunt Spec Ops.
Yeah.
This is like the Unknown Ranger. Right?
Van Zant.
This is like Van Zant.
With a gun instead of his axe.
Where it's a sculpt just for Gen Con that eventually you will be able to get later, but this sculpt will only be available as the pre-order. The difference is this one, because it's usable in both games, comes with all the cards that you need for Aristea as well.
2 bases.
And the 2 different size bases. So, but the price has not gone up. It's still the same price. It's
nice.
$20. Like every Gen Con special release has been. So here's the thing. If you get Operation Coldfront, which is 100, and if you get the Advance Pack, which is 35, you get Dart for free.
Okay.
So you get all that stuff.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Operation Coldfront with the War Driver in the box.
Yeah.
And the Advance Pack. And Dart that you can only get at Gen Con. You get all of those for $135.
Yeah.
That's the bundle.
Totally do it. Totally do that. Because I want 2 of the War Driver hackers just because they're awesome models, and getting a free Dart is awesome. The first thing that comes to my mind, because I didn't know that it came with that, is, man, I really want to magnetize the 30 mil base on the bottom to the 25 so that you can build it as one but pull her off the 30.
Well, here's the thing,
and then
Kip.
put her back on the 30.
Aristea base sizes don't matter.
Oh, true, because it's a hex.
So it's a hex. As long as it fits inside the hex, you can use your 25 millimeter base.
It's like they planned it that way.
Yeah. She'll fit.
No, that works. So you don't even have to go through all that trouble.
So $135 for Coldfront, and the Advance Pack, you get Dart for free.
And a War Driver for free.
And I didn't mention, so yes, she's usable in Aristea and Infinity. She is an Aleph character.
Yeah.
So, boom.
And the War Driver can be an Ariadna character, because that's how they get their hackers.
There you go.
Super amazing.
Then there's the Aristea side of things, where Human Fate will be available at Gen Con. The 3rd expansion for Aristea will be available at Gen Con. It's $35, just like the other 2 expansions. And it has 4 new characters. And yeah.
Is one of them Heck Boy?
No, he is. That's a spoiler.
Oh, that poster was a spoiler?
Because another thing that's coming out at Gen Con is the Aristea poster. This is a ginormous poster. It's 19 inches tall.
Okay.
So a little less than 2 feet tall.
That's insane.
But it is 55 inches long.
That is insane.
And this is the thing that Carlos has been teasing at every seminar. He's like, and as we add more characters to the left and to the right, this gets bigger and bigger, and it's like this huge Overwatch thing, right? And so this poster that's available for $15
Okay.
has
Salesforce? Okay.
your original 8 characters, plus it's got Soldiers of Fortune, plus it's got Smoke and Mirrors, plus it's got the Human Fate, and then, as a spoiler, all the way on the left, there are 4 new characters we know nothing about, and one definitely looks like Hellboy.
Yeah, he does. That's why I said Heck Boy.
And
I was like, what's
another
the
one looks
generic?
like, I don't know, Elrond.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like when Marvel meets Lord of the Rings expansion. I think that's
right?
what it's called. The 4th expansion.
The Marvel
for
of the Rings
is Marvel of the Rings. Yep. Absolutely.
It's so good.
So there's this
man.
giant poster. You can get it for $15 if you just want the poster.
Okay.
But if you're new to Aristea and at Gen Con you pick up a core set, like, I'm going to buy Aristea. It's $70 for Aristea.
It's a fun game. Absolutely fun game.
And you get any of the expansions, Human Fate, Smoke and Mirrors, or Soldiers of Fortune. If you get the core set plus any expansion, you're going to get that poster for free.
I would say, don't tell me it's for free.
Yeah.
Come on.
Otherwise, you can get it for $15.
We're practically giving things away.
The other Aristea bundle is Human Fate, the new expansion, and Dart, the dual purpose character, metal miniature skin, right? If you buy them both, then you get a free card. It's like one of her ability cards that you mix in your tactics deck. Tactics card, that's the word. And it's a super limited edition card that's only available this way that you can get at Gen Con.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And the fun thing about that is, though, like, say you've been pushing Aristea in your area, you're the one kind of running the show there, and you want to get the expansion. You have some guys that are interested, and they're like, I really like this game. They go to Gen Con with you. Make that purchase together. Be like, hey, you know what? If you're buying the core set, I'm going to buy this. and we get the poster for free. Like maybe make a deal to do that with your buddies. I mean, that
awesome about Gen Con. You can buy a core set, and then a couple booths over, you can buy a corset.
There you go.
But yeah, no, it was
that
awesome
happens all the time. Like,
awesome at Adepticon.
Yeah.
There were people that bought Aristea at Adepticon on like Friday. Friday night, they played it in their hotel room with their friends, and then on Saturday, their friends came into the booth to also buy Aristea.
Exactly. So if you know somebody that wants to get into it, because this happens a lot, make a deal. Maybe you can hook them up on another end, but you get this awesome. I want this poster to be. I can't put it in Studio K because I don't have any room. But in the garage where I'm building, well, hopefully in like 5 years when the makeshift bar that I'm building is done, would be awesome on the wall. I can't get rid of that.
It would fit in this
I can't get
black
rid of that.
and white generic poster that's just like bicycles on a bridge.
That is Amsterdam, and
You've never been there.
No, but that picture, and this is when
Came
why
from
we need
IKEA,
This is
didn't
why we need. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is why we need video. If you could see this, it gives depth to the room because when you look over, it's just like an endless river that goes that way. So the room doesn't feel as small.
There's a Logitech webcam in the bin right now.
That's true. We can plug in and like pop it up and show people.
We should totally Twitch.
Yes.
So,
but yeah, it gives depth to the room. I can't give depth to the room right there. And then Kenzie will be like, "Well, people will see it. That at least."
So just trying to diffuse the confuse, right?
Yeah.
So yes, you can buy Operation Coldfront on its own. It's $100. You can buy the advance pack on its own. It's $35. And the things that are in it are not exclusive to Gen Con. The only exclusive part is that they're early.
Yeah.
Those two
advanced.
It's 2 releases: Asura, Strelok, K9.
Yeah, I want
those will be released.
2.
Those will be released later in the year. But if you want them early, that's what the advance pack is. It's not exclusive. They're not going to change the sculpts, right? It's just early. It's an early pack. It's an early release pack.
I like that though.
Which is what advance means in the title. If you just want Dart, she's $20. You can just buy Dart, right? She's going to come with the cards. She's going to be like, there's no Aristea Dart. There's no Infinity Dart. It's just Dart. Just for both. It's metal.
It's metal.
And she's $20.
Not plastic.
And she is the exclusive. She is the exclusive Gen Con miniature. She is the one that you can only get at Gen Con. She is the one that a year from now you can sell for $50, $75 on eBay for the people that didn't get that sculpt of Dart. But later, another sculpt of Dart is going to come out because she's getting an Infinity profile.
And I would not sell that sculpt because it is freaking awesome.
The Aristea poster is $15. I don't know if it's Gen Con only or if it's just going to be available in the web store in perpetuity. I have no idea on the exclusivity of the poster, but it's going to be available there, and it's huge. And
yeah, that's huge.
So
it would totally
that's
fit
available.
Right there, though.
And then if you get Coldfront in the advance pack, you get Dart for free. So why wouldn't you do that? Why would you not do that?
No, I agree. It's pretty much given
because I only want the new Asura. Well, then you sell the Strelok for $20.
Yeah,
and you paid $15 and got.
There's plenty
Dart
of people that would want those bits.
Asura is going to be $15 on her anyway.
That's a great conversion kit for anybody in Ariadna. You're like, oh wait, I get a new Anapode and this new body that I can.
You're all up to date on Aristea? Cool. You get Human Fate, and you get Dart, and you get a free limited edition card. You're going to be the only person on the block with that specific tactics card.
Do you have to... Oh, so again, say that about that card, because I don't play a lot of Aristea. I need to play more, because it's
just a tactics card, but it's unique artwork. So that card's going to come... That card's going to come with Dart, like the generic card that everybody can get. So Dart is in Human Fate. She's a plastic model in Human Fate.
Oh, the metal,
and it's a younger version. So in Human Fate, you've got Dart, and she's a younger version. She's got a hood up, and she looks a little younger. And then the metal version, the metal skin, just like the Maximus Thermopylae skin, or the Parvati skin that's all steampunky, right? Or the Hexer Nomad Witch skin, all which will be available in the booth at Gen Con. Those are all metal models. 4 models that already exist in plastic. They're just different skins, just like a video game. You put different clothes on.
So Dart will come with that card if you buy Dart or get her
Dart
for free.
comes with the card, but the one that you get for free is unique art.
Yeah.
So it's limited edition. It's a unique card, and
sweet.
Yeah, people dig.
No,
that stuff.
I want that. I want that dart. Not so much for Aristea right now, but for the Aleph portion of the Coldfront.
Yeah, and then the final bundle is, if you haven't started with Aristea yet, get the core set, $70, and then you pick up any of the 3 expansions, and then you get the poster, that giant long 55-inch poster, for free $99. So those are the bundles. Hopefully we've clarified what gets with what and what's going to be available regularly and what's the only thing that there are 2 things that you can only get during the pre-order or at Gen Con. And that is the war driver that comes inside the box if you pre-order Operation Coldfront or get it at Gen Con.
Buy it at Gen Con, yeah.
Or get it on the site. You can get that at your local game store. They can pre-order that for you.
Yes.
You will get the pre-order miniature with it. That's one. The other one is Dart. That is the Gen Con exclusive that you can only get by going to Gen Con and buying it or ordering it online. Okay? So hopefully that all makes sense. Hopefully we've made sense of the, this plus this equals this equations,
right?
That they've been putting on their marketing pictures that might be a little confusing. And there is a 50% chance that I will be the one ringing you up on the register.
Who's the other one?
Sarah.
Okay, that works.
Jay's girlfriend, Jay from Warsenal.
Yeah.
So Warsenal will be there, but they're not going to be there as Warsenal. They're going to be there as Corvus Belli support. They're bringing all of... Yeah, they're bringing up the truck because they store all of the displays and all the equipment. But splitting the booth is just not financially viable for them.
Okay.
And so... But they are offering the assistance and the support. So they're logistics. They are the logistics crew on this one. And so Sarah will be there running register. I'll be there running register. Jay will be there selling Aristea because he is the most amazing Aristea demo guy ever.
Really?
He's the tree with the man bun.
Nice. Well, that is a very good description.
So, come see us at Gen Con. We are in a lighted area of the hall this time, which is exciting. Very, very excited. So, it's coming up soon. It's going to be real quick. So, next, we're only half an hour into this show, but next,
we're trucking.
Next, we're going to talk about all of the new. We're going to talk about all the pictures. We're going to talk about the profiles. We're going to talk about the models. We're going to talk about all the exciting stuff. So let's talk about Operation Coldfront, starting with the Tartary Army Corps TAC. Or, as it's known for the next couple of months, the Vanilla Ariadna starter. So, it begins with, as all good starter sets do, with the line infantry, the line Kazakhs in this case. I mean, it's solid.
No, they're amazing. Coming from seeing the old Kazakhs and watching every other sculpt of Ariadna, because it is one of the best factions in the Infinity universe, get updated is fantastic. Now, I don't like them as much as the grunts because I'm more for that like tactical US kind of standard, but the beanies and the cold, the Kazakhs have always been badass.
Interesting. So I think they look a lot like grunts.
They do a little bit.
With fur-lined collared coats.
They have the popped collars and no helmets.
The one dude, so one dude has no hat or helmet at all. One dude has the typical Kazakh
beanie.
Beanie. And then the lady has a helmet with goggles on top of it.
That's MSV1.
No.
I'm just kidding.
She's a line Kazakh.
I know, I'm just kidding. It's Ariadna. Those are MSV1.
So they are, pretty solid. So you get 3 of those in the box. And then you get... So, they've already done 2 male tank hunters.
I was just going to say, what?
We know the autocannon from back in the day. We got the new AP HMG guy. So now we get the AP rifle, which...
Wait, did you say AP rifle which?
AP Rifle Witch. Yeah. Which is a solid lieutenant option in the like decapitation, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's a camouflage marker, so you have to get to it. You have to discover it before you can do anything to it. Mm-hmm. And AP Rifle is nice and short ranged. And
aren't they like veteran level 2? No, that's veteran Kazakhs. Never mind.
She, so she's either putting her goggles back up on her helmet or about to pull them off her helmet, put them over her eyes with the rifle up. What a great model.
Oh, yeah. No, I would agree with you 100% on the fact of like decapitation, because those camo freaking lieutenants are annoying. Because it's not like you can just, surprise, especially if you have units around that can attack those 80 combat jump troops or discover those impersonators that have to get to them if the table permits. And yeah, the model, not too freaking shabby.
No, they look really great. They, the Line Kazakhs and the Tank Hunter, to me, they're borrowing CAD elements from earlier sculpts, so they do look a lot like US Ariadna. They got the same knee pads.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, that would be a really good extra sniper model in my US Army, which if you just painted a different way, nobody could tell the difference.
Yeah, the barrel's a little long for just a rifle,
right? It's like, that's a huge silencer. Like when I saw that, I'm like, I used the same model
suppressor.
I know, but I used flash suppressor. I use the same model for both my snipers. When I saw this, one of the reasons I wanted 2 of them is because I want that for that model. I think we had our first guest appearance, and then I would like another one of those.
It's a Kahlani.
Kahlani has made her appearance. Eyes open. Can you let her hiccup on air? We won't even edit this out. Dead air.
Nope. Yeah.
Camera shy.
Oh, there it goes.
Of course.
Who's that baby? Who's that baby? Are you the baby?
There it is.
You got a little hiccup? You got little hiccups? You gotta cut down on the sauce.
She is so milk drunk right now. That was adorable.
So yeah, a little US Ariadna.
Yeah, I would totally use the second one as a sniper.
And
easy peasy, and nobody would even know the difference.
We're not really talking about the profiles because these are profiles that are available on Army right now. These are not new things. You know, Line Kazakhs are Line Kazakhs, Tank Hunter's Tank Hunter. And the next, so you got 3 of those. You got 1 Tank Hunter. And then the next model is the Ariadna Scout, finally, with boarding shotgun.
Oh, man.
And it's one of my favorite models in the whole box.
6.
Yeah.
It gets a 6. It gets a 6.
So
that thing is freaking amazing.
He's like an SAS in a poncho.
Right?
Yeah. So,
man.
Super good. And the SAS boarding shotgun, starting at midfield, camouflage that you have to discover to roll up and then surprise shoot people with that +6 boarding shotgun and just murder swaths of lightly armored infantry.
How many Caledonia players are just vanilla Ariadna? Well, vanilla Ariadna, it'd be hard, but Caledonia players, do you see subbing that in, proxying that in as their other SAS, right?
He's got that Spetsnaz forearm armor.
Right?
So
it's like Wonder Woman, he just blocks the bullets with his front block.
Like, so I was playing Russians for a long time.
Yeah, you have been.
With the old Line Kazakhs. And so, okay, maybe I don't necessarily need those, whatever. Like, I'm going to buy this $100 box to get this Scout.
I was like that with the War Driver.
That's how good he is.
Yeah. Oh, there she is.
Oh, a little bit of crying.
Can you make her cry?
So, don't say that. So, the Veteran Kazakh, we've seen the newer concept art for like several seminars in a row now, right? But now we finally get the realization in the model form, Veteran Kazakhs.
I mean, I like the HMG, but this is the one that most people take because it's the lieutenant option that isn't as bad. Kenzie's rubbing her to try to make her cry.
No, I'm trying to say time out.
Oh, she's...
Okay, so time out.
Time out.
So while Kip is in the bedroom combating an evil spider that might eat his child, we will take a pause to talk about the veteran Kazakh who, from the very front, kind of looks like a pudgy baseball catcher. But from the sides and in 360 views is very, very badass. And so Kip has now acquired paper to go smush the evil spider who is a threat to his brand new daughter. And so, yeah, veteran Kazakhs looking very cool. That is going to bring us up to... So that's 6 models. That is the starter set. 3 line Kazakhs, tank hunter, this time female with AP rifle, and a veteran Kazakh solid starter pack for either the upcoming Tartary Sectorial, the Russians, or for Vanilla Ariadna itself. And that brings us up to the 7th model, the extra model that we're used to in these operations packs. It was the Reverend Healer and the Father Knight back in Ice Storm. And in Red Veil, we had the, we had the Hakaslam guy and the Yujing guy in Red Veil. I don't remember which were the extras and which were just normal inclusions. But in this box set, Operation Coldfront for the Russians, for the Tartary Armored Corps, we have the Armata 2 Project Ratnik.
Oh, yeah.
So, colloquially known...
Is that on your shirt?
I said that good.
Is that on your shirt?
No, my
donkey balls.
My shirt says ubiquitous, mendacious, polyglottal, and donkey balls.
Yeah.
So, also known as the Red Jack.
Oh, is that what?
Because it is the Russian blackjack.
It pretty much, yeah.
He had... So, remember in 40K...
Remember when you were a member?
When the plastic Rhino models came with a hunter-killer missile.
Oh, yeah, that everybody kind of saved and you like use it for bits.
So this has 4 of those.
Oh, yeah.
On each shoulder.
That's a good assessment.
It's got these 8 rocket tubes on its shoulders and a big roll cage over the front. But otherwise, it's pretty much a blackjack. Yeah. It's a blackjack. It's a Russian blackjack. It's got a cool-ass helmet.
Yeah, he does. Like X-Wing, but they chop the nose off.
And so...
that's kind of what it looks like to me.
These guys, like... What's the story in the book? They cut off the... you'll read it next, in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. They cut off the mufflers as they charge into combat.
Yeah.
So everybody knows that they're coming. So they're super loud and obnoxious. And these are the Randon of the Tartary Armored Corps.
I freaking love it. Is that what they should call them? Just R-Jacks.
So they're big.
For the randoning.
They're big and they're a little pudgy. And they think they're more athletic than they are, and they're super, super loud.
Mm-hmm. But everybody loves them.
But everybody loves them.
That's the thing.
And
I wish I could do my best impression, but I cannot do the thing that he does with his voice because he speaks Russian. He speaks way better than me. Dimitri, send your hate mail to my accent to Kip it.
Yeah, the model is pretty darn good, man.
I love it. I think it's amazing. One thing that I said that Tom completely disagrees on, and everybody else could probably disagree on because... Are
you going to talk about the hammer?
Right. The hammer, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it's just like the one that Thor stole from the Hulk in Ragnarok. But just with an ice pick on the back end. And if you changed it a little bit in the middle and then moved everything in the front, so it's kind of all the way different.
Right. So I see where you made
it's kind of like
I can see where you made the connection.
Yeah.
But don't say that it's just like it.
It's not just like it,
it's
but
totally
it's
not.
Definitely inspired.
Trench hammer, shotgun, rocket launchers on the shoulders.
What does a trench hammer do?
It's a big, nasty model. Well, let's talk about... It's
got to be like explosive shock.
Let's talk about the Ratnik itself first. It is, much like the Blackjack, it's got low tech. So it has a regular profile, and after you've dealt 1 wound, it goes to a battle-ravaged profile. The original profile is 4-4 movement, ballistic skill 13,
Nice.
armor 5. 6. That's a 6.
Oh yeah, it's a 6.
Sorry, part of my pop filter was in the way. Looked like a 5. Armor 6 and 1 wound. If you can get past that armor 6, you're gonna go to Battle Ravage, where he gets slower and he gets better. He gets worse at fighting and worse at shooting and worse at physiquing. Same at willpowering, and armor goes down to 4, and he's got 1 more wound. But then when you do that wound, he's dogged.
That's my favorite part.
So for the
what?
rest of that turn, yeah.
Or 1 or 2 or whatever more orders they want to spend on it to really be a pain in the ass.
His fire team duo, which if you're gonna run 2 of them and an Evo, does Ariadna have Evo hackers?
No, this is
Okay, so
this
that'll
is
only
strictly be
that'll only matter when the
sectorial drops.
sectorial comes out. So don't worry about
Yeah.
that. Again, it's got dogged, so once it loses that last wound, it can still run around until the end of the turn, wreaking havoc. Not wrecking havoc. Careful how you spell it.
Right.
Spelling and punctuation matter. Let's eat kids. Let's eat, kids. So it's got a heavyweight, so he can't get through narrow gates.
That's so
Doesn't normally come into effect.
yeah, hardly ever.
But then there's the most interesting thing is he's got Minesweeper. Previously only available on baggage remotes
Yeah.
that move 4-4 and hang out in your deployment zone.
Is that just on the base profile?
On the base and the Battle Ravaged.
Yeah, so you pretty much are like, hey, I want to take this, but I also get Minesweeper as I move up the field. Again, why aren't Blackjacks as cool as Ratniks? Why aren't Mormares as cool as Veteran
So your Foxtrot, because again, Vanilla Ariana.
Oh, man.
Your Foxtrot, or your Scout, or your Chasseur, or whoever in the midfield, from 9 inches away discovers a mine. Mm-hmm. And then your Ratnik, who's moving up to the midfield anyway,
yeah.
to use his heavy shotgun, he turns that mine into a friendly mine.
That's insane.
Right, so it's so much better on this profile than it is on an Evo bot.
Yeah.
Because the Evo bot, or just a baggage bot, right?
Yeah, baggage
They're taking up
bot.
space,
Sorry, I knew what you meant.
they're hanging in the back, they're providing you 20 extra points, or if they die, they're causing you 20 extra points of cash.
They
right?
don't do anything.
They're 4-4, they're right, and they're super situational, or super order intensive. This guy, you're moving around and using, you're going to actually have the opportunity to use Minesweeper,
Yeah.
to flip enemy mines. Enemy Mine, great movie, by the way.
Yes, it is. Why are you not? I want 5 fingers like you, not 3.
And so
The giant antlions in that movie. They eat
Mine's-
those crazy turtles.
So we got 2 profiles, or 2 loadouts, I should say. Mm-hmm. The one that comes in the box has a heavy rocket launcher, as denoted by the 8 Hunter killer missiles on its shoulders.
They're heavy rocket launchers.
It's a heavy rocket launcher. It's not 2 heavy rocket launchers.
It should be 2 times heavy
not-
rocket launcher, right?
It's not heavy rocket launcher with full auto.
How does the Yanhuo have double missile launchers, but this doesn't have double heavy rocket launchers?
You're not wrong.
Hey, Will Thompson, great use of that jeweler saw them son of a guns off.
Just leave it with 1.
Yeah,
One
use the
tube.
other one as a conversion. Oh man,
Heavy rocket launcher and heavy shotgun, which it has in its hand.
right?
And the heavy shotgun, if you've ever faced a peacemaker, is nothing to sneeze about.
Oh, heck no.
And ballistic skill 13,
We just say heck no to techno.
and it's good stuff. It comes with a heavy pistol, a knife, in case you want to stealth kill something with your giant muffler-less stomping
Right.
tank guy. And then it has a trench hammer.
I was just gonna say though, like you have an AP heavy pistol or a regular heavy pistol, right?
Well, no, I'm just talking about the heavy rocket launcher profile.
Oh, okay.
So you get a heavy pistol.
It's just hard because with
this
the
is the
heavy
one this is the one that's in the box. Has heavy rocket launcher, heavy shotgun.
Okay, so we're not proxying.
Just talking about the bottom one for
use
right
the
now.
heavy pistol when you have a heavy shotgun?
close combat.
Booyah.
So, it has a trench hammer. Now, all we know from the videos, Carlos says, is like hammer. Well, no, that's Russian Carlos. That's fine. I'm gonna go with Russian Carlos. is like hammer you throw at enemy face.
Wait, what? It's like
It's
Mjolnir.
It's a ranged weapon.
It's Mjolnir. Just like I said, Thor
Now,
used it in Ragnarok.
We haven't seen, at least by the time we're recording, we haven't seen the profile. It should go live at Gen Con on August 3rd, 4th, whatever. Mm-hmm. Army should go live with the profile so that you can click on the weapons and see its actual profile.
It better be double action or explosive.
But if
it's AP or shotgun, we
can imagine that it has, because you can throw it at enemy face.
Yes.
We can imagine it has like that 8-inch range.
Like the
Vorpal.
the
Samaritan, right?
Yeah, the Vorpal close combat.
Off of his physique of 14.
Sweetness.
And damage 14 as well.
Better be DA
which
or
is better
explosive.
than his ballistic skill.
Yes, it is.
Ballistic skill 13, physique 14.
Mm-hmm.
And we can imagine that perhaps it's a double action weapon.
Has to be. Or explosive. It's huge. It's got 4 big pistons on it.
And we can imagine that perhaps it's not a yo-yo like the
Vorpal.
The Vorpal, right? The
Maybe you throw it and it sticks in the ground. You have to go up and get it.
It's not like that. But we can imagine that maybe it's like disposable 3.
Okay, so you throw it and you're like,
Perhaps.
I gotta run up and grab it. And I can throw it and I can run up and grab it and I throw it and it's gone.
Or each of those things in the face of the
Shoot
hammer
out of it.
perhaps.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
I'm just saying we can imagine
We're
that. I'm not saying it
spitballing.
is that. I'm saying
Are we spitballing it with disposable 3 right now?
we could just imagine that in a week we'll know.
Okay.
What maybe 2 weeks, week and a half, 10 days, whatever.
Something.
But if it is double action at physique 14, that's not terrible.
It's way better than...
And so, and then it's probably, we'll have to see what its close combat value is, versus a heavy pistol, to see which is better in close combat. Anyway.
You know what's funny is, going off of your speculation, anybody who's seen the movie Battleship, that most people are probably like, that movie sucked.
Speculation.
Yeah, speculation. But if you just watch it for mindless self-indulgence background, it's kind of cool. They have these little canisters they shoot out and then tear crap up. So if that's the case, it's like, oh, we're going to shoot these because all
You're
those...
talking about depth charges?
No, they shoot these, they look like little oil cans and then they go and explode and do all this extra damage.
Sounds like depth charges.
Okay, maybe.
Which are like oil cans.
Okay.
Did they launch them off the side of the boat and it went underwater?
No, they launch them into the metal and they embed and then they blow up into these saws of molten metal.
Oh, right on.
Which, if it was like, man, if that's, maybe that could work and they shoot out like that because they look like that, that's what I'm envisioning in my mind right now.
So
Off your speculation.
That's the Armada 2 that you get in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the other loadout for the Armada 2. So the one that's in the box is 44 points. The one that's 54 points.
Oh, 10 more? Holy goodness.
Instead of the heavy rocket launcher and heavy shotgun, you get 2, count them, 2 Molotovs and 2 Panzerfausts.
Wait, is that 6 shots? Or you could just double up your burst?
What are you talking about?
2 Panzerfausts. So you can shoot 2, an extra burst.
Twin weapons, you get +1 burst.
Yeah, that's what I said. Instead of you get double bursts in your regular shot with 2 Panzerfausts. And then...
you're not getting 6 shots anywhere.
Oh, so it's not going to be disposable 6? It's just disposable 3?
Each one is disposable 3. If you fire 2 Panzerfausts, you take 1 off each.
That's what I'm saying. That's amazing.
Okay. You're not rolling 6 dice at any time.
No.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Communicate as this.
But yeah,
I'm
2
glad you deal
Molotovs,
with this all the time
2
and can-
Panzerfausts. Can't wait to see that model.
Right.
I hope he's John wooing the crap out of those Molotovs. And instead of a heavy pistol, you get an AP pistol. You still have the trench hammer. You still have the knife. We don't need to see the trench
AP
hammer.
heavy. Yeah.
We don't need... Oh, AP heavy pistol.
Yeah. So it's a heavy pistol, but...
Forgive me. I misspoke.
Hey, anything over 2, it matters.
We don't need to see the trench hammer again. That's why I hope the new one has... Like, the next one has,
Right.
like, 2 Molotovs. It's probably, like, a year off, 18 months off, whatever. But... oh my gosh, 2 Molotovs and 2 Panzerfausts? Give me that guy all day long.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, oh my goodness, it's
If the other one was
each.
if the other one was 2 heavy rocket launchers, then there's some competition, right?
total competition, which it should be.
So many good heavy rocket launcher options already in Ariadna.
You know what I would have liked to seen Sorrento. I don't know. That's where I went. Both of them 54, but double HRL, double Molotov. Because then you're like, oh man, what do I choose? It's really hard at that point.
Yeah, I mean the heavy rocket launcher covers all range bands with the shotgun and heavy rocket launcher.
It's disgusting. Maybe that's why they're like, we can't do 2.
But I mean,
we made the model, but the profile didn't pass. That was down to 1.
All right, so that was a lot of time just on Tartary. So then we get to Aleph, the Aleph half of Coldfront.
They like to eat cats.
The operations subsection, the OSS. So if you have TAC and you have OSS, you have Operation Tacos. And we start with...
How did I not know that?
We start with 3 Garuda TAC bots.
Dakini tac bots.
I said Garuda because they're wingless Garudas. Yes, you're absolutely right. Dakini TAC. We start with 3 Dakini TAC bots.
Right.
And they have been completely redesigned.
So good.
More easy to assemble. And they look like the new Garudas we've seen 2 of this past year, except without the backpacks.
It's funny because they don't have the backpacks, and immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, did you see those new amazing models?
They have they have my favorite new back of the knee wheel actuator things. Those big chrome discs to bend at the knees. I don't know why I think that's so cool, but it is.
No, they're amazing. I honestly before
and the head reminded you of.
Oh yeah, so anybody who's ever seen the movie Red Planet with Val Kilmer. Yeah, I'm a huge sci-fi nerd, so I watch these weird movies and like them. And I think it got like horrible ratings, but I've watched it like at least 10 times. It was
before he got fat.
Yeah, I've watched it about 10 times. Oh, the bugs and the algae and stuff. But the crazy military bot that ran around, the heads of the actual models reminded me of that. And that was a badass bot. Like, I would be afraid of that. And these are beefier looking bots of that, sense. And I remember telling Tom when I saw the update of these, and for some reason, yeah, they pretty much are just like the Garudas without the backpack, but they look way more intimidating without the backpack.
And they're head and shoulders above a regular human model in Infinity.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I would have never ran a Dakini just because of the way they looked in the past, but now I'm like, gimme. I'd run majority Dakinis now that they look like this.
Pretty solid.
Totally blew me away.
And mimetism on all of them? Just as base?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, I hope that they get a complete fire team core of these because they're better than Batroids.
I bet you they will, and it'll probably be one of those crazy fire teams that other people can join, much like Unidrons with a
hope so
Nexus or a Unidrons with an Umbra.
Dude, they kick Unidron's butt. Like, I love these way more than Unidrons.
Yeah, I love them 1,000% more than the old Dakinis.
Oh yeah, I would never even use them because of the way they looked. I don't care how efficient they were.
Dakini HMG.
Nope.
Inexpensive.
Don't care.
And
like
popular. Crap. And so, yeah.
I like the Rula Cool.
Then another one, the 4th model, is the Deva Functionary. We've seen these before. This is an updated sculpt, and it's the evolution from like original Deva to the next set of Devas where stuff was popping out of their flesh and whatever, to the RPG Deva, to now the new Deva functionary and solid.
Yeah, it's good.
It's not gonna make me jump
It's
out of my
tough
seat or whatever.
looking now.
Yeah,
He looks tough.
he has he looks you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of the what do they call him? The king of the White Walkers, the Night King.
Oh, he totally does look like the
Because
Night King. Hold on, yes.
those hexagons around his head are like the ice crown.
He's totally a Night King, and winter has come. That's why it's Coldfront.
Nah,
We already have Jon Snow, and we have Daenerys in Thrasymedes, and what's her name? I always just look at her as Daenerys, but what's her name in the?
yeah, her. Mm-hmm. Not Isabel McGregor.
I was gonna say
yep.
Isabel.
And everybody out there that thought of it right away is like, you dummies.
Isabel, I know, right? But it's
And now
not
the mental
Isabel.
block.
It's the other
With the little
Spanish
lizard
name.
on her.
Yeah.
The lizard on her.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the other Spanish name. But Thrasymedes and everybody who's screaming at us right now.
The nomad lady.
Yeah.
With the dragon on her shoulder.
That we can't think of the name right now, that I can't either.
The one, the human who likes intimate relationships with artificial humans.
Yeah.
Yep, her.
That's cool.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, we already have those. And now we have the Night King in the Diva. How the hell did we not remember her name right now?
Daenerys.
Yeah, it's Daenerys. That's
not.
what it is.
So, and in the lore, we know that the Devas were designed as intermediaries between the artificial intelligence Aleph and its human wards, humanity, to look as perfectly human as possible, so that humans could relate and interact. These Deva functionaries for the Operation subsection, however, they are not interacting with humans. They are there for war and therefore look more inhuman and a little more brutal. Then we have the Naga, whose dossier is the best dossier.
Pass the dossier.
She is she's like on her cell phone giggling in the front view, which is amazing. It's very funny. Love the dossier a lot. And much like the very first Naga we ever saw, the first Naga for the new sculpt is the Naga with multi-sniper rifle. And she looks amazing, mostly because she is pictured in front of this amazing black Antonosity's Workshop resin vehicle. I don't know who painted it, but it looks fantastic. And so Naga multi-sniper.
I think that was it Lupe Balboa
That's probably her name. That's probably her name.
Or no, Tom painted that. Yeah, Lupe Balboa.
I think Chip Rothwell painted it.
There you go.
So those are your profiles that we already have. Dakini Tac Bots. There's 3 of those. The Deva Functionary, the Nagas. So that's 5 of your models, right? Now models 6 and 7 are brand new.
Completely new.
New profiles, new troop types. We've never heard of them before. And the first one is the Shukra Consultants. And the Shukra, he looks... I mean... He is a little more human than a...
more human than human?
Well, yeah. And,
which is funny because he does
Rage
look...
Against the Machine?
No, I was just saying, which is funny because he's more human than a human, which is Rob Zombie, which he looks like a clean-cut Rob Zombie. He really does look like a clean-cut Rob Zombie.
He kind of looks like a Steel Phalanx character to me, except for his outfit. Like he looks like a Machion
with the beard. What's what I'm saying? Like Rob Zombie had the big dreads, full-on beard, but then he's like, you know what? I got to clean my act up a little bit, so I'm going to be more human than human.
It's White Zombie.
Well, Rob Zombie is the lead singer of White Zombie.
Just saying.
No, that was the band, was White Zombie.
Anyway,
the singer is Rob Zombie.
None of this matters.
But he looks like Rob Zombie.
So the model...
Clean cut. No dreads.
The model, as they spin it around and look at it, I feel like it was assembled like leaning on its toes, like it's going to topple forward. And I think if you put it back on its heels, it might be a little more upright. It's got the wicked-ass drum-fed the Aleph shotgun, the boarding shotgun.
That's a boarding shotgun?
That is a boarding shotgun. That is the Aleph boarding shotgun.
Okay,
we saw it first on the Garuda, I believe.
I didn't even notice this, and I love it.
And this time I mean Garuda.
There you go, I know. But I love the drum because it's like the A20, the automatic shotgun, which most people saw unless they watch dumb gun videos like I like every once in a while. But that 20-round drum that you saw in Expendables, the first one, where Terry, the big old guy, was like, remember this at Christmas. And he comes in shooting the automatic shotgun that's like an automatic. You just pull the trigger. It's like, doo, 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 doo. That's the drum. I didn't know that. That's amazing because that's scary.
He actually, he kind of reminds me of Hannibal from Aristea.
That's a good Easter egg observation.
So, Shukra Consultant, model's pretty cool. Model, I think, reflects the profile very well, even if it's not like a, oh my god, this is the best model of all time.
No, it's solid though.
Very solid. So
I'm trying to look up what a Shukra is.
Shukra Consultant has, as its basic skills, there are 3 weapon loadouts. Its basic skills are counterintelligence, which we just learned.
Yeah, you got to be kidding me right now.
All right, so counterintelligence subreddit here. We just got it with Tunguska, with the Puppet Masters, where even if you don't take any puppets, you take the Puppet Master and you get counterintelligence. If you try to limit them to 1 command token, because you're going second, they just say, actually, it's 2 command tokens. If you try to take 2 orders out of 1 pool, they say you're only going to take 1 order out of 1 pool. And frankly, at that point, you're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm not going to spend my command token because it's not worth it against your... and so what a perfect addition to a faction who often can rely on a single combat group, or if not a single combat group, they get to 11 or 12, which is that weird awkward space, right? Like, you want to be at 14 or 15, or you want to keep it to 10. So now they can get to that 12 or that 13 that they comfortably got to in list creation, and probably won't suffer the effects of the minus
command
2
tokens, right?
Yeah, of the minus 2 orders.
It's funny is I'm going to get a little Professor Willett on you because of my phone and computers at hand. And
so instead of talking about counterintelligence and you're going to talk about Shukra.
No, it's counterintelligence.
You Googled it while I was talking.
Well, no, it's counterintelligence because they mean lucid, clear, and bright. So bringing to light. I know what you're thinking. Counterintelligence. How insane is that? I thought that was cool.
Yeah, so my Shukra chakra is...
And they were also a sage to the Asuras. Like they were a council to Asuras.
That's crazy, because Asuras are a lieutenant option.
Right?
And 2 out of the 3 Shukra profiles have chain of command.
Boom! It's like...
Which, if I'm correct, the only chain of command option previously in Aleph was the Myrmidon officer, who was a lot of points and cost mega amounts of SWC.
Yes, totally. At least 0.5, if not 1.
1, I believe. Yeah, anyway.
I believe it's 1.
So he also has courage.
And these are all 0, right?
Because he's not a human. And then he has biometric visor level 2.
Ooh.
So it's a cool addition. It's even a cooler addition if you're in a meta with Myanmar.
Yes. Where you have to face like 2 to 3 Fidays.
So
or like 2 Fidays.
Myanmar already loved Aleph. And proxies. They were his favorite things. And now he's got a biometric visor to deal with as well. So pretty basic stat line of ballistic skill 12, whip 14, which is basic for LF.
LF. That's actually low. Like,
arm 1 wound. No wound in cap. No.
That surprised me.
Dogged. No nothing.
That surprised me.
So he is a true level. So he has a light construction.
Yeah.
So there are 2 chain of commands. Both are 0 SWC, as Kip was trying to jump ahead to a second ago.
Sorry. I was being the sage to my Tom.
25 points. You get a boarding shotgun and a nanopulsar. Why a nanopulsar?
I'll buy that.
Because Aleph.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
why a nanopulsar. And then for 30 points, 5 points more, you can get a multi-rifle. And I'm thinking, why bother with the multi-rifle? Mm-hmm. Take the boarding shotgun and kind of hang out safe in the back and be chain of command. And run your crazy Rambo Achilles lieutenant or your crazy Rambo Asura lieutenant, which is perfect now that you just looked that up.
Right. I was going to say that I agree with you, like, especially on the table with most of our tables have interiors. If you are on a table that doesn't have interiors, it's still scary, but I like the boarding shotgun better because you have a better range band when people come around the corner. And the only reason that the multi-rifle is any bit enticing is when the sectorial drops. If it can be part of a fire team, that's when that becomes enticing, because it's way more beneficial in a fire team. If I'm going one off vanilla, I agree with Tom. Boarding shotgun, way to go. Is the way to go.
I mean, it's chain of command that's 0 SWC. Mm-hmm. It's because what do people do with their Myrmidon officer?
Hide him
in the back, not using. He's got Eclipse grenades. He's got great physique. He's got ODD.
It's a waste of 35 points.
What do they do? They leave him in the back and they hide him, and he's SWC and he's a ton of points. This guy's 25 and 0. If you're gonna hide a dude in the back just to have chain of command,
this guy.
He automatically replaces that Myrmidon officer, and now you don't have to take the chain of command. Now you can take it as the lieutenant. And now they thought Achilles was your lieutenant, and and then he's not, and then like, oh, you lost lieutenant? No. Oh, it must be your chain of command. So then they go hunting your Shukra, and they kill him, and you're like, oh, so you lost lieutenant? No. It was this Myrmidon officer this whole time.
That's actually kind of funny.
Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Probably not the most efficient or best example, but
for chain of command, this is the cheapest, and it's better because you have counterintelligence for 10 points less. Yeah, you don't have ODD.
Counterintelligence.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've already
chain
heard
of command.
We've heard people say, I don't even want to use my
all of
command
his stats
tokens
were
now.
0,
right?
And he was helpless like a puppet master, it would still be worth the 25 points.
Right.
The final loadout is only available to OSS, only available to the operation subsection, which
so that is
not available right now.
The sectorial that will come out eventually.
It's not going to come out at Gen Con.
No.
These profiles will come out onto Army. The sectorials will not. You're going to have to wait. They're going to come out during the autumn sometime.
Right.
The sectorials will not drop with Coldfront. They are vanilla starters for beginners. Mm-hmm. But the third option is only available in the sectorial of the operations subsection. And again, it's the multi-rifle nanopulsar version. You actually drop 3 points because it's not chain of command. So it's only 27 points, 0 SWC.
What?
But instead of chain of command, it's a lieutenant.
A lieutenant if you're above us in the hemisphere.
It is our
Canadian.
It's a lieutenant, yeah.
I like right tenants, though.
And he has Strategos level 1. So you know that 10 order Aleph army that you built?
Now 11.
Now it's got 11. And probably has way more models because 3 of them are proxies. And so...
we all know what I think of proxies.
Yeah,
and
man.
And not the proxy rule, the actual proxies.
Shukra is totes legit. So that $100 I'm dropping just to get the Scout with boarding shotgun, no, I'm also getting it for the Shukra.
Yeah, it's like so here's what bugs me.
I'm down to $25 a model, and I'm totally getting my money's worth. I'm down to $50 a model, and I'm totally getting my money's worth out of those 2 models.
Okay, so the addition of the Shukra
Math is hard.
to Vanilla Aleph, along with my beloved proxies that just 3 models pop out
as a reserve.
Oh my goodness!
Good thing he's only level 1 Strategos.
Still though, man, like, and I love it. I love Aleph. Don't get me wrong, guys. Like, I love playing against that stuff. Like, playing against those tactics makes you a better player. But yes, Aleph should be one of the strongest factions. I love that they are. Combined needs to catch up to, because those are the 2 scariest things that the human sphere needs to fight against, so they should be scary. But yeah, man, the fact that now you have counterintelligence with a cheap chain of command.
Get all my orders.
Yeah, and you have you can just drop 3 models. It's disgusting. Like the addition of the Shukra, who was a sage to the Asuras and a counselor and a bringer of light and intelligence, totally makes sense in the lore. Love it. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. I still love Aleph. Aleph's one of my favorite factions. I just don't play it a lot because we had a lot of players in our meta. So we try to like break it up, you know. So I don't get to play it a lot.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna get my foreign friends angry.
Do it.
So the next new unit is the Yadu Trooper. Tactical assault. Yadu. Not
I
Yandu.
thought you were like...
No, we've already had Mary problems.
Oh, that's true.
This is not Yandu. This is Yadu.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
The Yadu Troopers, tactical assault teams. These are, despite their appearance, they are brutally effective offensive weapons. The Yadu reminds me of the women in Spain.
Really? I have not been to Spain yet.
So legs for days.
Okay.
With like a longer jacket.
Okay.
Kind of deal, right? Or sometimes it's leggings with a dress, right?
So is it like that
same
that
shape,
one song that was like I like girls with a short skirt,
long jacket. Well, the jacket is the short skirt, right? With leggings and high heels. High heels and legs for days. But you definitely want to enclose their face in a total mask. And that was my experience.
That's funny. Is that why they like to come to the U.S. so much?
And but yeah, so her jacket, her spring jacket, her little hoodie jacket, her little windbreaker, comes below the butt, right? Mm-hmm. But so it's like a mini skirt and windbreaker all in one.
So I said short skirt, long jacket,
and but there's no long jacket.
Well, it's long for the short skirt.
Is a short. The long jacket is a short. Short skirt is a long jacket.
Love that. That's way better.
Right.
And
but luckily her face is completely enclosed in a creepy mask. Butterface. So beautiful women in Spain from the neck down. And so Yadu Trooper, super cool model. Painted,
it's sick.
Painted amazingly well in that the stop sign sort of school of thought, where if you think of every shape as a stop sign, and the top part of the octagon gets like the brightest highlights, and then the two slopes are slightly darker, and then the sides are a medium
Never
color.
heard this before. This is amazing.
And the two on the octagon, the two slopes underneath are pretty dark, and then the one underneath is super dark. She's painted the same way. If you look as they spin it around, especially in those Beast of War videos, you see that the opposite side of the mask that's in shadow is completely dark. It's painted super well. Really love the way it's painted.
I have never heard that before. The stop sign effect.
The stop sign, yeah.
So this is called foreshadowing, people, for the next MayaCast masterclass. Stop sign effect.
It's just like whenever
maybe 191,
whenever
maybe
you paint
192.
any shape,
we'll save it for 191.
Whenever you paint any shape, just think of it as a stop sign.
We'll save that for next week in 191.
It's simple as that. So
that's amazing. You just blew my mind.
Yadu, beautiful.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
This is why it's a 2-hour episode.
I know.
That's why it's a beautiful dossier. It's a beautiful model. And then we have the profile. So they are armor 3 troops, but only 1 wound. But like most of Aleph, they have no wound incapacitation.
They don't care if they're dying or not.
They have veteran level 1.
What? That's disgusting.
So, isolate them all you want.
Can't be isolated.
You're going to ignore those effects.
They're courageous.
Now, no wound in cap, 1 wound. They're shock immune.
Wait, what?
They have immunity shock.
And how many points are they?
So pretty much we could give them just 2 wounds.
Wait. How many points are they?
They range from...
Bottom one.
They range from 32 to 41.
Why is the unknown ranger not shock immune? I'm mad at you, Corvus. Sorry. Rant over.
Because he has a dumb shield. Yeah. So, 1 wound, no wound incapacitation, but shock immune.
So basically they have 2 wounds.
Just make it 2 wounds. Anyway.
Right. Yep, get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Right. Simplify the game. Fire Team Duo, again, so you can, and their availability too in vanilla. Mm-hmm. So as long as you
they're vulnerable to viral.
As long as you have an Evo. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Viral kills these faster than it goes.
We could make it a more elegant game. Anyway, so you can run as long as you have the Evo hacker, you could run a Fire Team Duo of
in
them.
vanilla. Yes,
and they are probably going to be a fire team. They are medium infantry.
Okay,
they're probably going to be a fire team in a couple of months when the sectorial comes out. Much like orcs, or whatever. 2 in infantry, armor 3, ballistic skill 13, with a host of weaponry. Now, in the profiles, there is a Harry's option, so that's only going to be viable when the sectorial comes out, obviously. There's also a number 2 option, so they're clearly going to be some kind of fire team. Maybe it's just Harry's, maybe core. The base profile, I don't know if it's the base profile. The cheapest profile is 32 points, right? Has combi rifle and Emarat, and it has either the number 2 if you're in sectorial, or forward observer. So 0 point forward observer at whip 14. There is an assault hacker who has the upgrade stop. And
nice.
Is that the one? Is stop the one where if the remote's unconscious, you can take it straight to dead?
No, stop just nullifies all attacks. It's like stop.
Oh,
in the name
What's the one I'm thinking
of hacking. The one that's like if your remote you go directly to dead is the good night.
Thank you.
That's good night.
Burning shotgun on the assault hacker. Those are your special options. Forward observer at 32. Assault hacker at 0.5 and 36. And keeps going crazy, and I'm trying to avoid it. I'm trying to hit every other one before I get there.
I'm like, what is happening over here?
There is a Yadu with heavy rocket launcher and submachine gun, covering all the good range bands. 35 points, 2 SWC, probably because of the essentially 2 wounds at your ballistic skill 13, right? With the assumption that they'll be linkable in core to get it up to ballistic skill 16 with a burst 3 heavy rocket launcher.
It would be disgusting if that happens.
The multi-rifle version, which is I think is what we get in the I don't know if we get a multi. I think it's a multi.
It's hard to see. Go back. Like we're looking at the dossier right now.
Multi and I think it's the multi. I think there's the extra curve.
Yeah, look at
front.
Look at the nodule in the front. Like that's the only difference.
Yeah, I think this is the multi-rifle version. So the multi-rifle also has an Emarat.
That's
which
disgusting.
Is the large template EM weapon, right?
It's disgusting.
But also has drop bears. Or if you listen to the videos this week, drop beers.
Drop beers.
Yeah. Drop beers
that's what I
is
usually
what
do during the
Brandon
show
does if the can is wet and he's drunk.
Boom, that's a better analogy.
Drop beers.
Yes, we talked about Rendon again.
Jeez. And not even in Tartary portion.
I know, right?
The Yadu with multi-rifle Emarat and drop bears can also be your lieutenant. It's 36 points.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
0 SWC. Great.
Okay. And then there's an HMG. Big deal, you say. Yeah. Okay, why you wait? Why you tease Kip? It's only HMG.
Right.
No big, the ballistic skill 13 HMG.
There's quotations.
Not even, those are parentheses, but.
Oh, I mean parentheses.
Not even no DD, nothing, no visor, just HMG. 2 SWC, 41 points. But it has a special ability that's brand new.
Yeah.
It's NCO. NCO is a skill that the HMG model has that nobody else has.
We don't know. What does that mean?
Did you watch the videos, Kip?
I couldn't.
So you don't know what NCO is?
I don't.
Are you waiting for me to tell you?
Please tell me.
NCO is a special ability that allows the model that has it to use the lieutenant order as if it was his.
Shut the hell up. Wait, time out. Shut the front door. Wait, that's not a real thing. What?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me right now.
Yeah, they can use
What?
They can spend the lieutenant order.
That's disgusting.
So
As a regular order or as a I'm going to spend it as a lieutenant. So if they're a fire team, they can't do it. But in a vanilla army, that doesn't matter.
Don't know all the specifics. Haven't seen the actual written rule.
That's insanely awesome.
All we know is that they can spend the lieutenant order on themselves.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Now, you're right. If they spend it as a lieutenant order, then they can't use it while they're in a fire team.
But we're talking about vanilla, which makes this awesome.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure that if the lieutenant spends his own order, he's revealed. But if somebody else spends his order,
Nope.
I don't think that counts.
Nope.
So, yeah, do you. And that's it for Coldfront. That's Coldfront. And there's War Driver. The War Driver model is awesome, and her helmet is amazing, and I wish it was a separate piece so I could put it, like, cast it and put it on all my models.
Right?
Because I want her super crazy sci-fi space helmet, and I want it on everything. It's amazing. Any other comments on the War Driver?
I mean, to me, it's a brawler, but it makes sense that it's a war driver because a brawler and a war driver, they're just hired hands. So they're the same thing. Same thing, different army.
Love that she's wearing like a zippy up trainer jacket that's like short, like it only comes at the bottom of her rib cage. Mm-hmm. But they didn't like over tart her. She's like she's totally clothed underneath.
Okay, I like that.
But yeah, totally dig the style. I think it's awesome.
So with what you're saying, if you had a jeweler's saw and you posted a paperclip in there, how easy would it be to like, I want to make a couple of these helmets?
I mean,
I don't know. We'll see.
Without seeing the actual model in hand, it looks from the pictures pretty easy to get underneath her airbrushing mask and scoop out the entire head, especially with with the appropriate tool. A thin jeweler's saw, you could kind of curve underneath and get the good bits out. You might have to resculpt a neck kind of deal.
That's why I want to buy two. One for the amazing model, and then one for possible those.
So, that covers Operation Coldfront. Mm-hmm. Then we get into the advance pack.
That's available in advance.
It is available in advance.
Which means it's going to come out later.
And so, the first thing in the advance pack is the Strelax Kazakh Reconnaissance Unit with K9 Antipode. And there's a disconnect for me.
How is that?
Between the dossier,
Okay.
which is
I know where you're going.
which is this homely looking housefrau
What was that? Hausfrau?
with the painted artwork where it's like that fully rendered, like fully with the
Like, I'm a sexy,
where she is
fiery.
a beautiful Russian strong woman.
Yes. With awesome armor.
And then
Covered my face.
Then the model with the hood, and each is awesome. Well, maybe not the dossier, but the painting. Painting. So if you ever watch Cowboy Bebop, there's a character named Faye, who she's a cartoon and makes you feel weird about the things you just thought about her. That's the way the painting makes me feel. And with that bleach blonde, and the lip and anyway. And then there's the model, which is cool,
Pretty badass.
but is not sexy at all.
No, I got a mask on. I got some hair coming out.
However,
I got a big old dog.
friend is Antipode. Antipode has trench hammer, which we talked about earlier.
Yeah, and I immediately think of the Sledgehammer song from the 80s, but trench hammer, boom.
Now, there is an asterisk on the Strelok K9 profile, and the asterisk says, note, this option is only available in the Tartary Armored Corps. Corps starting with a C, TAC TAK.
Makes so much sense.
Whatever. So, Russian woman with dog. Let's talk about the dog. Because he's an antipode, so he's camouflaged. Yeah. Advanced deployment level 2.
That makes way more difference.
16-inch deployment missions. He's halfway up the board like an infiltrator. As a 40-millimeter camo marker. You know what it is.
But it's there.
You still have to discover it.
In standard, it's at what? 20. Yeah. Just 4 inches back.
Sensor, like all of the antipodes, except he gets the advantage of starting
20.
way up the field.
At 20.
And he's still a 6/6 move like most antipodes. And whip 13, and sensor is +6, so he's discovering everything on 19s. So yeah, go ahead. Mine the middle of the field. Go ahead, throw all your mines down. We'll discover them all. Then we're going to use the Ratnik.
Yeah, I was going to say... Thank you for the hand gesture that I went, oh, light bulb.
Yeah, to come up and just mine sweep all of those mines that have been discovered by this antipode.
I'm going to sweep these as they shoot things out of my way.
Super jump because he's an antipode. Kinematic level 2 because he's an antipode. And ghost synchronized, which is...
a new thing with the canines. We've seen it in the Devil Dogs.
Synchronized to... the Strelok, who is armed with a submachine gun, a chain colt template weapon, mines of her own, right?
She had mines of her own, son.
And she's average. She's ballistic skill 11, Ariadna average. Mm-hmm. 1 wound, armor 1, right? Not super durable.
I hope you guys hear this. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know if the mics are picking up the baby or not, but the baby is crying.
Cute. That's kind of cute.
That's how you know it's still alive. And so I can hear it, so I'm cracking up.
I'm hearing.
I don't know if it's coming in.
And here's the thing: it's funny. It's like you hear other kids.
Yeah, you made that with your body.
I know, right? But it's not like when I hear. So it's funny because I can tell the difference between cries. Like this is a cry like. Oh, I'm so annoyed because I think I'm hungry, but might need a diaper change. I don't really know what's going on in life, so it's cute. And normally, if you're like, "Oh, a baby's crying," it's annoying. But when I hear that, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's so adorable." But she does have a cry where it's like, "I'm in pain," and then instantly, I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" And it's weird,
terrifying.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I can right now, it's cute because I know it's not bad. But she makes this one noise where, like, I'm in pain, and immediately I go, oh, I have to fix this. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had to watch my nephews one time. The one wouldn't stop screaming, and we were in public. We're at the Science Museum. Or not the Science Museum, the Explore... I don't know. Exploratory Museum? Whatever it is. Where they get to play and, like...
I haven't been there yet.
Roll balls and...
Hopefully,
whatever. And he was screaming his head off, and his older brother's looking at him like, you're an idiot. But he just wouldn't stop crying. Mm-hmm. I got him on my knee. And I'm like, what are you doing? Stop. I don't know what to do. Yeah.
So, no, that is the sloth pose.
So,
Kenzie's doing sloth pose for gas.
Strelok, K9, submachine gun chingle, mines with the K9 antipode. She herself is not only camouflaged, she is ambushed camouflaged.
That is freaking amazing. So she's kind of better than an SAS? They're almost up to field.
She's 24 points, and she comes with an antipode.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of better than SAS. And ambush camouflage.
She has the same forward deployment level 2, of course.
Well, they have infiltration, so they're
so
always
you're plunking
24.
down 2 camo markers plus a 40-millimeter camo marker. Mm-hmm. And if you are extremely cunning, I'm sure you can place them in such a way to make the enemy think that is definitely the leader. The leader is easier to kill than the antipode. I will kill the leader and then make the antipode inert. And you spend an order or 2 discovering an ambush camo marker.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of nice. I mean, if you have the jump on them, it's going to be obvious if you use them as a alpha strike. But if you get second turn, which a lot of times you're like, oh, these are way better in alpha strike, but what happens when you don't get your way?
Yeah.
Really good to hide yourself during the fact of getting second turn, because they're way more effective turn 1, in my opinion anyway. Yes, Kahlani, we hear you.
The other model in the advanced pack, besides the canine with the Strelok blonde lady, is the Asuras. And she is the Silhouette 2 Caronted of Aleph.
Pretty much.
The MSV3 Terror, and it's the hacker version. And the notable thing is that not profile, because we haven't seen the full profiles.
That's funny.
But the little dossier thing with the models says Asura Hacker multi-rifle. Asura Hacker, up to this point, has had combi rifle.
Oh,
So,
good point. I totally overlooked that.
She is,
Breastfeeding.
no, not your wife.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, no, but you're right. She is ridiculously endowed. More so than any other Infinity model ever heretofore seen. They
it's kind of funny
they
because
usually have more of an athletic build. She's gonna have back problems, and but
I've watched this happen over the course of 3 days. You're like, wait, what just happened? It happened today. Like 2 sizes grew. It's like the Grinch.
Grew 2 sizes that day.
3 today.
Okay, I don't want. Okay,
But yes, that's what this looks like. It is the most unique.
Beyond that, had they made them proportional, you might be drawn to her badass, scary, creepy face, Uncanny Valley.
Right? She looks like a female predator.
She is terrifying. Terrifying.
The other ones are like, hey, I have a cute face, but I'm going to kill you. No, this one's are like, I don't want to deal with you.
So Strelok with Antipode can't use until the Sectorial comes out, which will be later in the fall. But $35, totally worth it to get this Asura to use right now in vanilla.
Right. I would agree. I would agree with 100%.
I think she is amazing. She is... The old Asuras I thought were cool.
They're cool.
Until...
But you're like, their armor what? Like on the table, you're
5?
like... You're like, how is that armor 5? Like, I
because
have
they're
one
not...
right here.
Because they're not human.
I know, but for your opponent, you're like, how is that armor 5? It's so small
They are
and petite.
constructs.
And you have to explain that, right?
Like an apple seed.
Yeah.
That lady ninja person that they couldn't kill.
There you go.
Who just looked like a lady. And they kept hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. It was still trying to attack and attack. And Appleseed fans out there are like, it's called a blah. And it was blah. Right? So I'm not getting specific enough. But, you know what I mean? Yeah, she is terrifying. And I thought the old Asuras were cool. This one's, oh my God.
Way better. Way better.
Terrifying, especially if you know what they can do.
Yeah.
Especially if you know what they can do in the hands of somebody who doesn't fail armor saves, Doc.
Doc.
Ugh.
And by the way, if you can hear Kahlani crying...
Told you it was going to be baby talk.
Yeah, I know. The wifey is with her right now. She's been having an issue with the feeding, and it's very hard for me right now to not jump up and run in the room, which doesn't help anything. So, all is well. She's not being ignored. Wifey is in there trying to... We're having feeding problems, so we're trying not to resort to formula.
It's only been a couple of days. You're not having feeding problems.
This is day 1. We got home today.
You're not having feeding problems. You're just getting used to the whole
Well, this happened
thing.
today.
So that's the advanced pack. It's the Strelok, the girl with her submachine gun and her antipode buddy, along with the Asuras.
I totally want that, though.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing.
But what they've also spoiled this week are the Beyond packs, which won't come out for another, I think when the Beyond packs come out in a couple of months, that's when the Sectorials will release.
Okay.
And so...
But these guys...
So I got them on the iPad in the wrong order. So I've totally spoiled Kip. So in the Beyond box on the TAC side, on the Russian side, we have another Strelok. But instead of the female with the antipode, this is this is a dude who's got a full face. Like, so the Strelok has a little balaclava with the wolf tusks on it, which are sculpted in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. Like I sewed these in.
And this guy has the full facial mask,
like the old school Call of Duty ghosts.
Yeah, that with a skull face on it. Mm-hmm. And he is armed with a T2 marksman rifle. We've seen the render, and he's squatting down on one knee, shooting the T2 marksman rifle.
T2 marksman.
Yeah.
T2 marksman. Here's the deal: 8 to 24 inches.
Yeah, but remember, ballistic skill 11.
But it's 8.
1 wound, one armor. So one bad arrow, he's going down.
But SAS only have rifles. Foxtrots only have rifles. These guys have marksman rifles.
Right, and there is they can have an AP marksman. So again, they're ambush camouflage with forward deployment level 2.
Wait, and they have ambush?
Ambush camo, forward deployment level 2.
So they're not up the field, but even if you have SAS, you're like, I'm going to deploy everybody at 20 inches if it's a 12-inch, because then you don't know. Well, wait, which one is this? Which one is that? Like, you don't want to be obvious.
You can't measure. So I think when you're looking across the table, the difference between 20 and 20, like even when they're 24, you're not deploying at 24. You're deploying in the cover that's shy of 24 or near the objective. So you're not always at 24 anyway.
No, not always.
So I don't think deploying everybody at 20, it's not like a natural giveaway or whatever.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like you can totally disguise this, and that's scary and awesome at the same time.
And so the profiles that are not the K9 antipode or the mine layer, because the mine layer also there's a mine layer profile, boarding shotgun with anti-personnel mines, mine layer, that also has the asterisk, which was only available in the sectorial. But there's a forward observer version.
For how many points?
Only 20. He's not the cheapest.
So they're already better than SAS.
Is SAS Whip 13?
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure they're Whip 13.
Yeah, okay, but is SAS Close Combat 14? No.
No, they're way better.
SAS can punk a Marut in close combat.
Yeah, they're 19. I've done it.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Never mind.
20 points and 0 SWC for the boarding shotgun forward observer. Submachine gun chain colt and anti-personnel mines is only 16 points.
Nice.
16 points.
Wait, is that T2 marksman available just in regular?
Yes. All of the K9 and the mine layer are the only ones that have the asterisks for sectorial. Everybody else is available in vanilla, where they're AVA 2.
Okay. So, wait. So what's that T2 marksman, and what do they have? Because I haven't seen these profiles yet.
T2 marksman, and you can't read it from here? T2 marksman and anti-personnel mines. It's 29 points.
Oh, that's so worth it.
And that's the one that comes in the Beyond pack.
That is so worth it.
But it could easily be the AP marksman rifle.
No.
With no mines for only 25.
No. I want that T2 marksman and mines. That's really good.
You know what? I want the submachine gun, chain colt, and anti-personnel mines for 16 points. Why? Because it's 16 points. It's still ambush camo. It's still forward deployment level 2. And submachine guns can go into suppression fire, and you have camouflage, and you're regular, and so you get cover and camo and
that is a
fire.
Great point.
It's 16 points.
If you only have 16 points, I'd rather go into suppression fire with the T2 marksman.
I'm taking both of them.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. Okay.
That's 32 points. I get 2 of them for 3 more points than your T2 marksman. Yes, T2 marksman rifle is going to be awesome. But again, it's that armor 1, wound 1, ballistic skull 11, take a bad ARO, run up against MSV.
I got so enthralled with like viral and double action, and then we have a lot of Ariadna players now in our area, and I've played a lot of Caledonia against it, which I'm like, oh man, this feels weird. And then I've been hit with T2 a lot, and I'm like, man, I forgot how crappy it is.
It sucks.
I forgot.
and
man.
everything gets T2 in this
Yeah.
Ariadna supplement here.
It's not bad.
The Frontovics, Assault Separated Battalion. They look like your typical Ariadna unit, really.
Yeah.
When you look at the profile, it could be U.S. Ariadna. It could be he's got the U.S. Ariadna like legs, and he's got a balaclava under a helmet.
I like that though, because this like
I mean, it's a pretty cool render. But we don't have profiles for the Frontovics.
so it's probably gonna be their infiltrators.
Vics from the front.
Probably gonna be the infiltrators. They look like SAS. Isn't their symbol pretty much the SAS but different colors?
A little bit.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's similar, but a lot of the Ariadna symbol, like
they are.
it's like the tractor mule, but different,
That's true.
right? That's all
honestly.
crossed. Yeah. So, I mean, AP sniper rifle, Molotov, T2 rifle, heavy rocket launcher.
Wow. Yeah, I don't want these guys infiltrating. I don't. These are like your backup tank counters.
The render is a T2 rifle, so I think that's what's coming in the Beyond pack.
That would be amazing at infiltrating. Everything else.
Don't know if they infiltrate. Don't have a profile. But the other model is a character, and it's Vasily Pushenko,
Okay.
and I think Vasily is one of the founder of the company, Fernando. I believe it's his original role-playing character
No way.
is Vasily,
That's amazing.
and so I think it's
And he's an Ariadna guy.
of course,
Yes, he is.
and I think it's finally become a model, and
So this is Fernando.
the weapon looks like a T2 marksman rifle again.
He kind of looks like Fernando, though. A little bit.
I mean,
In the dossier.
Fernando doesn't have facial hair, but
If you added it.
if you gave him a cap and glued on a beard,
If you just imagined everything you wanted to.
commanding
in your own-
pose.
Yeah, I know,
He's
right?
pointing. He's pointing, the gun up in the air. Don't know what he does, but he's going to be in the Beyond pack, and the model looks fantastic. And so that's the Ariadna Beyond pack, and that brings us to the
Aleph portion.
Operation subsection is what I was looking for. Yeah, exactly. Of the Beyond Coldfront pack. And you have another character. This is a Yadu character. So it's the same thing with the leggings and the high heels, but with the longer sort of jacket hoodie,
Long, short jacket.
the windbreaker.
Doom, doom.
On the dossier. So first of all, she's got this cool little antenna thing that comes out of the back of her neck.
Right?
So I don't know if she's some kind of hacker or if she's some kind of sensor or some kind of tin bot. I don't know.
This is one that I actually saw, and in the room, I was like, in my mind, it's like stuck to her head, and then when she's like, "What?" It pops out. She's like, "What?" And pops out. This is why we need video. What? do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, I do because I'm looking at you.
I know. Oh, it's bad.
The dossier shows a Mark 12 as the weapon.
Nice.
So a Yadu, who are those medium infantry, like almost orcs, right?
Hey, this is the almost
The
orcs.
Mark 12 option and whatever the little sensory equipment is on her head. And that's not the only place you see the sensory equipment, because there's also another brand new troop type. I don't know what they do, but they're called Apsara Cyber Dancers.
Okay.
Hold me
There
closer,
you go.
Cyber Dancer. Who also have weird neck antenna radar things.
They're like the Dilophosaurus of hackers.
This one's
I'm not deadly
straight up,
until they pop this out.
straight up wearing a ultra modern Good, Bad, and the Ugly poncho.
The sad thing is, I see that as, man, that's a good swaddle.
The swaddle? Yeah. No, it's the Good, Bad, and the Ugly. It's Clint Eastwood's poncho.
It is pretty much.
Except like it's purple and yellow and white.
Right? Oh, I don't like that either because like that was my rival school. We were green and gold. They were purple and gold. Get that poncho out of my face.
On the dossier, we have a submachine gun and pistol and knife. Cyber Dancer, no idea what this thing's going to do. In the video, Carlos did a little dance.
I love it, and I want to see it now.
I mean,
tomorrow.
Pop and Lock level 1. I don't know if that's a new skill.
No way.
No.
Well, I have Pop and Lock level 5, but level 1 would be amazing to watch.
And then something we have never seen before in a Beyond pack. Granted, there's only been 2 before this, but there's a remote included in the pack. It's the Rudras Gunbot, a whole brand new style of remotes for Aleph. They do have tiny little wheels on the end of their feet. I was just going to
say,
the Probots. I
was going to say, is this the upgrade to the Probots that everybody does not like? So it's like, hey, we're going to mix a spider.
Total new class. Okay. Total new class of remote.
Oh, it's a new class.
While still maintaining the design
the
elements.
rollerbladers.
Well, I mean, if you get over the tires, right? The leg portions are exactly the same,
like the spiders,
as the Rebots, right?
Mm-hmm.
But its tail component has giant ammo canisters on it, right? And in the videos, Carlos said something about it being, they're called gunbots.
Okay, that works.
Now, the dossier we have only says multi-rifle. And I don't have any inside information or advanced knowledge or anything, but my guess, I don't know if it's a guess so much as is a hope, a desperate hope, that Rudras Gunbots are going to be their 55 millimeter base.
Oh, yeah, baggage.
Attack bots. Well, they've got
what
Probots.
Probots.
They have the Probots for baggage, but these will be the attack remotes like Peacemakers and Bulleteers, and right, and so those
my face is like what
Lunicods and right, all those large base attack remotes that other factions have that Aleph does not have. That's my hope, and that I hope the multi-rifle that comes in this box is only a teaser, but it's going to be like they might have a Mark 12 version with Mine Layer. They might have a infiltrating heavy shotgun version, whatever,
like Peacemakers or mechanized deployment, or
something where it's different than Peacemakers or Bulleteers or Lunicods or whatever,
but the Aleph version,
that
would be amazing.
So now when the thing comes out and it's on a 40 millimeter base, I'm wrong and whatever. My other hope, as we're severely running out of time, is that the design for this, much like the Combined Army remotes, is a evolutionary step in the process of construction. Where after these come out and they're so easy to assemble that now we get new remotes replacing the other ones, even if the aesthetic doesn't change, because a lot of the aesthetics for the remotes are spot on. Right? Really cool. So they could update it to the new sculpting standard, but really what they need to update, even if they keep them exactly the same, is the construction.
Right.
The building of them, because some of them are quite a nightmare to assemble.
But how badass is that we play a game that's like a living game to where that can be a thing? Well, we're moving it this way because lore-wise it's easier to assemble and put out. But it's also the upgrade, because if you've been playing this game for a long time, we've upgraded it because it makes sense. Pretty cool.
So we have like a minute.
Let's go.
And
best thing ever.
The only thing we have left to talk about is Dart.
Dang.
So I don't know what she does in Aristea. Don't care. Gonna talk about Infinity. Metal model. Totally Aleph style.
I want it.
With a viral tactical bow.
Katniss Everdeen.
And her hood is down, her hair is out.
She is Katniss Everdeen.
Is an amazing model.
I want it.
Both loadouts are 34.0 SWC. She has a ballistic skill 13. She is armor 1, 1 wound with no wound in cap. She has bioimmunity. She's forward deploying level 2, so that tactical bow is not necessarily so much of a liability.
No.
And it's viral. So that's a thing.
She has bioimmunity, so she can't get hit with bio or shock.
Camouflaged, so she is surprise attacking with said tac bow.
Climbing Plus.
Climbing Plus and multi-terrain, so she's super mobile.
What?
MSV1.
Watch out for white noise, but that's awesome against other camo.
Right, because she's going to be in the midfield, taking out those specialists.
Yep.
Especially, this is, Aleph versus Ariadna. Mm-hmm. So Ariadna's specialist in the middle. My chasseur goes up and pushes a button on a console. Cool, here comes Dart and surprise attacks that chasseur from 8.25 inches away.
With the viral attack bow.
8.5. You want to avoid the flamethrower as well as the Sixth Sense.
So tack bow would be physique 13, and it's viral, so it's 2 BTS rolls at 13.
You're ignoring the camo for the MSV1.
Yeah, and most of Ariadna is 0 at BTS.
They have to take your camouflage and the cover and the surprise attack. So and it's viral.
Disgusting.
So it's going to go straight to dead.
Yep.
So she is that midfield hunter. 2 loadouts, I said. 34 points, 0 SWC. Both have submachine guns. Both have the... Submachine guns, by the way.
Yeah.
Suppress. They both have viral tactical bows. The only difference is you can choose either EM grenades or anti-personnel mines. So do you like board control? Or do you like speculative firing, 13 plus 3 range, 16 minus 6, 10. 50% of the time, I'm wiping out your heavy infantry link team 100% of the time.
But this is where your perfect list assessment comes into play, where you're like, hey, if this is my list where there's a lot of heavy infantry or tags, I will have Dart with EM grenades. I'm going to add her with mines when I play like Ariadna or vanilla factions that you're not going to need EM. So that's where I see it differing, because out the box I want EM, because even if you when you're playing the sectorial,
isolates everybody.
Yeah, you drop a EM grenade on a fire team, they're all done, can't reform. So I am a firm believer in EM grenades all day. And you have other people that can lay mines.
The only thing she's missing, I think, is specialist operative.
Yeah,
even if she's not like a forward observer or whatever, just specialist operative, so you push buttons. Might be too much, but yeah, I mean, I don't care EM grenades or anti-personnel mines. I'll take the flavor of whatever I'm feeling. I'm going to surprise attack with the tactical bow, ignoring your camo. And you're going to die, and now that I'm alone, I'm going to go into suppression fire at -9 here behind this piece of cover. Super, super stoked. So we have to get out of here before my software crashes if we hit 2 hours. So...
my bad.
No. Thank you for listening. Until next time, please support your local game stores. Get out there, get the pre-orders, so you get the extra models that you can get. And, you can reach out with questions at tom@MayaCast.com.
And kip@MayaCast.com.
And, support your local game store. And we'll talk to you next week unless there's a baby thing. So, okay, I love you. Bye-bye. Bum 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 ba da da da.